What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GameFreak. Today's episode is a wish list that I made up that I hope Evercade comes out with in 2024. Now, we all know two cartridges that they did kind of advertise and say that was coming out for sure, and they gave the release date of, I believe, February 29th, and that was the C64 collection and the Indie Heroes collection. Now, to be completely honest, I'm not interested in either because me personally, I am not a Commodore 64 fan whatsoever. I do own one, but I do not have it hooked up. It's actually stored away in a container because I don't play it. I just think it's a garbage system, but I'll never part with it because I do think it is an important part of gaming history, and once in a while I do hook it up and just tinker around with it. But yeah, I was never real impressed with any of the games on the C64, which is why I don't own any C64 carts on the Evercade. As far as the Indie Heroes collection, there was probably only two game of the months that I enjoyed on the Evercade, and I didn't enjoy them enough to even spend $20 on the cart. I know that it's cheap and everything. It's a cheap cart. They're all cheap like that, but I didn't enjoy any of the games enough to spend that money. And this isn't bashing Evercade. This isn't bashing like independent game makers or anything like that. They just didn't appeal to me. If either of these carts appeal to any of you guys, cool, man. I mean, I've always said they don't make carts just for me. They make them for everyone. So everyone has their own preference in games. Those two carts I thought were a bad start, in my opinion, to the year because Blaze did say 2024 is going to beat 2023 when it comes to, big names and like games and carts and stuff like that. We'll see. It's a bad start right now. So I wrote down like five carts that I hope comes out, and to be completely honest, I don't see most of these happening, but we'll see. Blaze said they had something up their sleeve. We'll find out. So I'm going to go over the my wish list that I hope Blaze puts out in 2024. Let's jump into the first one. So Gauntlet is on my radar. I would love for them to make a Gauntlet collection cart because this was made by Arrowhead Game Studios. However, I think the problem is going to be it was published by Warner Brothers Interactive, which that might bring up some licensing concerns. But man, Gauntlet was just one of my all-time favorite games to play at the arcade, and I think Evercade could pull it off, man. They could make a really cool collection if they just did 3 or 4 of the Gauntlet games. It would be a blast. The next collection I think they should do is a Sunsoft Collection 2 and have games on there like, Fester's Quest, which might have some licensing issues to get just because of the Addams family and everything. Spy Hunter, I wouldn't think would be too hard to get a license for. I mean, it was a classic NES game when the NES first came out. And then, there's other games like Batman, which would probably be a pain in the ass because, it's a movie title. But Batman on the NES was a fun game, man. It was a really fun game, and I think they could port it to the Evercade real easy. Same with Gremlins 2. They could port this one over real easy, but again, it's a movie title, so who knows? The other thing that would be probably a pain in the ass when it comes to that Sunsoft 2 collection, if they tried getting Batman, is not only was it a movie, but they'd have to get like the rights from like DC, and I don't know if if DC would be up for that. But at the same time, DC would be making money off of it. I mean, they're gonna get some royalties from it, so I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, I guess if I was the owner of anything like major like that, it's like, heck yeah, man, I want my name out there as much as possible. But you never know, man. So let's move on to the next one. So I think Evercade needs to very badly put out a really good arcade cart, and a Konami arcade collection would be awesome. This would really hit the spot with a lot of gamers like myself, with like Russian Attack and Contra, and some shoot 'em ups like Life Force and Orias. I mean, it would be a blast. I think if they came out with this cart, this could be their biggest selling cart in their company history, without a doubt. I mean, Konami has so many good games. Why not just pull the trigger and try to get some licensing rights to some of these games, because they're all a blast. And if they're already talking to Konami, why not go for one of their biggest names in Castlevania? The early Castlevania games would be really easy to port over, and they'd be very easily compatible on the Evercade. So why not go for Castlevania? This would be another one that would definitely be a huge seller, because there's so many Castlevania fans out there, including myself. Now, just to clarify, so my words don't get twisted by anybody, I'm not saying that they're currently talking to Konami. I'm saying that if they do talk to Konami and they could get like a Konami arcade collection together and stuff, why not continue talking to them and go for that Castlevania collection? Because that would just be awesome. So by no means am I saying, yeah, they're talking to Konami. No, I want them to. That would be awesome. I hope they are trying. The other thing, speaking of Konami, if they can get an arcade collection, like I mentioned, Castlevania collection, another one would be Contra. Why not? Even though Contra would be like the arcade version on the arcade collection, if they did that, why not do a Contra collection cart? And you don't have to have the arcade version. Do the NES version. In fact, I like the Nintendo version of Contra better than the arcade version, but I still really dig a Konami arcade collection, because man, they have so many good arcade games. Konami just makes really good games, period. It doesn't matter what platform it's on. Most of their games are really good. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this list, or some lists that maybe you have a wish list for. This is just 5 examples, or what I wish. I hope even one of these would be great to see in 2024. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Really helps out the channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, game on, everybody.